No Man's Sky Echoes brought us these brand new staff multi-tools. Now in today's video we're going to be discussing all the different types of configurations and if some are better than others and what actually matters when you're building your very own multi-tool for the best possible results. Also, we're going to discuss what happens if you attempt to scrap your multi-tool when you're in the anomaly. So let's get into today's video. Now, whilst I do have your attention, can I just ask very quickly that if by the end of today's video, if I have earned your subscription, then please consider hitting that subscribe button down below and also leave a like on this very video. It not only helps me out as a channel, but it also helps this information get out there to the wider No Man's Sky audience on YouTube, and more people can take more advantage of this information. Okay, so first of all, let's try and scrap this staff multi-tool that I currently have. Now, before I attempt to do this, I am going to make a manual autosave. So I've just come down to a planet here, dropped down a save beacon and activated it. This will set my game up that if anything next was to go wrong, which I guarantee you it is going to go wrong, then I've got a save to come back to in case I lose my multi-tool entirely. Now, we're going to go into the anomaly and go up to where we now are able to scrap these new multi-tools. So this is what happens at the multi-tool decommission unit over in the anomaly. So you go ahead, you activate it and you claim the scrap worth of the multi-tool, which should give me around about 23 million units. However, this is real time. I've not stopped the footage, and as you can hear in the background, the game has completely crashed, and it doesn't matter what you try and do, it will crash out your game, whether you're on Xbox, PC, it doesn't matter. Now, I have installed the very latest patch, as yesterday's video was as well. Both videos had the very latest patch, and these problems are still persistent. Now, the fact that you cannot scrap your multi-tool, your new staff multi-tool, is beyond me, but it crashes your game out, so I wouldn't recommend that you do it. Now, the reason I said about saving the game is very simple, because sometimes when you go ahead and try and scrap your multi-tool, it will actually take your multi-tool off you upon reload and not give you the units that it promised you when you was going to scrap it. So in my case, it could have taken my multi-tool off of me and not actually given me my 23 million units, which is a small kick in the teeth. So always make sure that if you are going to attempt this to see if it's fixed on your end, always make sure that you make a manual save point first. So now let's talk about staff assembly. Now, is there some sort of magical formula where you mix a head, a core and a pole together and it'll give you the ultimate staff? In my findings, I'm going through each individual combination that there could possibly be, and there's quite a lot of them. Now, I'm going through the complete kits first of all, so the head, the core and the pole. And I'm looking at one thing. I'm ignoring completely what class it is, but I am looking at the other side of this fence. I'm trying to see which one is the most powerful and gives me the best scan range. So if we go ahead and, for example, we're just doing this staff right here, you can see the damage potential is 3600.8 and it's a B class. So we're going to keep on going down the list, and I've got every single component in the game so we can mix and match to our leisure. So we're going to carry on going down this dynamic, and we're going to keep on building each one individually until we exhaust all of our options, and we're going to find out once and for all which one of these components actually matters. Now, from my testing so far and going through each individual one, I can tell you right now it is the head component that matters, and the core and the pole components do not matter in the slightest. And to further prove these results, we're going to go ahead now and change each individual head component separately, and we're going to keep the core and the pole components exactly the same. Now, if you look at the damage potential, each one gives us a different result, some being more powerful than the other. And it doesn't matter by changing the core or the pole. Once you select the most powerfulest head component at your disposal, the results will not change. You can mix it and match it any way you like with the core and the component. So we know, for example, with this specific head component right now, we get 3600.8. And now we can change these core components in any manner of way, and it will not change at all. That's it. So we're going through each individual one. Like I said, I've got every single component in the game to test this here today, and it is not changing it at all. So the core and the pole components are literally nothing but sure, and what really matters is the head component itself. Now, we will just, for complete transparency, I'm not going to edit any of this out. I want to show you this real time and how I am switching it between every single one. So again, last one here with the pole, we're going to carry on doing this, and we're going to keep on going through the line. Now, one thing that I noticed what happened is once you start switching out all these and assembling them and then deassembling them and going back in and switching things around, you'll actually see this weird artifact where the bottom of the pole itself completely disappears and you just get the hologram. Now, first, I thought this was only going to be a visual glitch within the staff assembly machine itself. However, when we get out of this, you'll see that it's exactly the same on the outside as well. So it's actually glitched out this staff pole. So once we go to exchange, there we go. You can see it. So I've actually got something quite unique at the minute, which I don't know exactly how it's happened, but I might be able to replicate it. I might do another video about this later down the line, but it just seems by switching it out so many times and trying all these different combinations, it's actually glitched it out, which, to be fair, it's quite cool. So I'm going to keep it. So from our testing, we've got the staff head that is the only one that matters, and we've got the most powerfulest one at our disposal. Fantastic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the space station, and we're going to go over to the multi-tool upgrade station in the space station itself, and from here you can go ahead and purchase the different class upgrades, turning it from essentially, I believe it was a B class, we can now turn it up to an A and then an S class, and obviously then we can expand its internal storage, thus making it more valuable and more powerful at the same time, which is incredibly nice. But there we go, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, that is all the different combinations tested. Don't sell your multi-tool because you will crash out. And literally for the pole and the core portions of these new staff multi-tools, it's completely cosmetic. It will not make a difference whatsoever. So feel free to choose any combination that you want. But if you are going for ultimate power, then that is all determined by what head you have on. Anyway, guys, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.